Star Wars Battlefront 2 just got a new patch today. Part 2 of Season 2 is now live. There were several changes to troopers and some damage reductions to the officer weapons. Heroes and ships will cost credits, and what do we think about extraction and kessel? All that's coming up next. Hello there! And the patch for Star Wars Battlefront 2 had a few changes in it. While we won't go over all the changes, we'll talk about how it actually affects the game and what we think of the new additions. We'll start with the changes to troopers, and then go into the cost of heroes and hero ships, and we'll finish up with what we think of kessel and extraction. The gameplay, for the most part, will be of the new game mode extraction, and in the comments let me know what change you like and which one you don't like for the most part. Or just let me know which Clone Wars hero you're looking forward to the most. Obi-Wan, Anakin, Dooku, or Grievous. Personally, I'm looking forward to Obi-Wan since I'm an original trilogy guy and he's the only one out of the four that's in the original trilogy. For the troopers, the age of the specialist has arrived. Now, while the extra 50 health only increases the number of rounds it takes to kill you by 2 for the most part, those 2 rounds make a huge difference. While most people are concerned about the melee only builds, and while I'm sure those are even more effective now, the main thing this change does is make you an assault class with a faster firing A280 and increased intel instead of increased survivability. I played the specialist almost all night and had so much fun doing it. This was already my favorite class to play, but now it's taken the spot for sure. The A280 CFE has a faster rate of fire than the Assault's A280, making it very comfortable at close to medium range, and since the rounds come out faster in the burst, it's even better at long range. With infiltration, you gain a ton of intel for the enemy locations and movements, and with hardened infiltration, you gain a 30% damage reduction, increasing your health to about 194, which is crazy good for those close range fights. Specialist right now is probably a huge powerhouse, and I will be shocked if we don't see even more specialists running around within the next few weeks. This change is really amazing for him, and honestly, I'm kind of thinking it was a little too much. So let's move over to the changes for the officer class. The patch notes had said that there was going to be a slight damage reduction to the Blurg and the SE44C, but didn't give the numbers. So I loaded up Arcade split screen and used myself as a target dummy for a little bit. For the Blurg, the current is in blue and the previous is in red, and the max damage is now 32 damage per round, and the minimum damage is 14 damage per round. Previously, it was 35 damage per round at max and 16 at minimum, so the change wasn't all that bad, just reducing it by a few points. If you run the improved burst, one pull of the trigger, no headshots, will deal 128 damage at close range and 56 damage at long. This will still one-shot kill all troopers with a headshot at close range, so it's not a huge change. If we look over at the SE44C, again, the current is in blue and the previous is in red. The max damage has dropped from 34 to 33, and the minimum damage remains the same at 17. So no real change here. You really shouldn't notice much of a difference, if any, to the SE44C. They also changed the duration of flashes, and while I haven't had a chance to go check it yet in Arcade to see how much the reduction was, having been flashed in the game, I didn't notice too much of a difference here. But I really don't have any data to support that as of yet. It may have been a little bit shorter, and maybe it's just I'm used to being flashed in this game, but it didn't seem like it lasted all that long. But to be honest, I didn't really have an issue with the flashes before the nerf anyway. So let's move over to heavies. Heavies. Run that ion torpedo. The thing is crazy strong now, and you get 3 shots before it needs to cool down, and I was able to melt a tank on Naboo in a matter of seconds. The main thing I noticed is you do have to stop aiming down sights for just a second for the next torpedo to be able to lock on and fire, so you can't just spam the button 3 times with one lock on. This did get me killed the first couple times I tried it until I figured it out, but it's really awesome. It also does do a large amount of damage to MTTs, so be sure to be using the heavy and the ion torpedo on those vehicle heavy maps. This is a huge benefit to the defending teams on the Walker Escort maps. Tonight, I don't think we got to phase 2 while we were on defense for Kashyyyk, Hoth, or Naboo because of this change. I didn't test it on air, but if it's as effective on air as it is on the ground vehicles, there's never going to be an issue with air strafing you again if people are running this card. From here on, if we're playing Walker Escort for phase 1 or Endor phase 2, I'm probably going to be running the heavy. Next topic is on the cost of heroes and heroes ships. There was a lot of talk on Twitter about this yesterday, and we've known for a while since the progression system came out that heroes are going to cost credits. With that, you will not be able to purchase heroes with real money or crystal crystals. This is different than the loot boxes, which is what I see people comparing it to. The loot boxes allowed you a clear advantage with real money. This system of only using the in-game currency credits that you get while playing is not the same thing as a loot box issue. Let me say that again, since a lot of people seem to be confused on this. In-game currency, as in credits, is not the same thing as the loot boxes using crystals or real money. Playing the game more will allow you access to everything in the game faster. That's the way it has always been, and that's the way it should be. That's part of the progression system of a game. The more you play, the more cosmetics, the more heroes, the more in-game items you should have. If you don't play a lot, you can always forego cosmetics if you want the heroes faster, and that's opportunity cost at work. Also, the amount of Lando's ship is only 35,000 credits, which really is nothing. If you play Galactic Assault and get 400 credits per match, and each match lasts about 20 minutes, that's 3 hours of playtime. That's extremely low if we compare it to another live service game, Rainbow Six Siege, since when a new operator is available, it'll take you 15 hours of playtime for one of the 2 new operators each season. Now, there can be a point when it switches to that it'll take too much time to unlock a hero or hero's ship, and that for me would be around 8 hours. I feel 8 hours is a reasonable enough time to allow for the unlocking of a hero, which would be around 87,000 credits for the formula above. Now, that may seem like a lot to most players, and it's fine to disagree with me on the amount, but that to me is reasonable. Anything above that I feel is too much, since it requires too much of a time commitment, and normally you won't be able to get that much playtime in a week, especially if you're married and have kids. And anything below that is actually a bonus for me. I'm sure when they come up with the amount that they're going to start looking at the hard data and to get the cost that the average player won't have to play too long in order to unlock the heroes. So everything will be okay. There's no reason to get all up in arms about next season yet. It's not out. So everyone just needs to take a breath and calm down, but understand that if you're concerned about not having enough credits, you need to start saving them now until we know how much they're going to cost. Finally, let's talk about Extraction and Kessel. So let's start with Extraction. The game mode was a ton of fun, and now granted, I did only play 2 matches today, and then stopped because it was time to stream, and we had 20 players right at the start of the stream and more, which is fantastic. But those 2 matches were a ton of fun. The objective in Extraction is to escort a package around the map to various checkpoints, and you have 5 minutes to get to the checkpoint. The other team just has to stop you by keeping you away from the objective, and if you're too far away, the objective won't move. This mode is an 8 vs 8, so it's basically the same size as Strike. And like Strike, it's only troopers and reinforcements, no heroes. This game mode was really fun, like a lot of fun. I'm not 100% sure why I like it so much. Maybe it's the maps, maybe it's because it's an objective-based game. I haven't really played it enough to put my finger on it, but I really did like it, and when I can point out why, I'll let you know. I can easily see this mode being expanded to other maps as well, since it's a pretty straightforward mode, and you would just need to program in waypoints for the objective to go to. I think Mos Eisley would be a great candidate for this, since you could escort it through and around the buildings, and it would allow the defensive team to have the high ground at times. The end screen is also a little different as well. It doesn't give you the top 5 players, but it highlights the people who played the objective the most. While I was first or second each round, I didn't make the leaderboard because I was trapping the enemy in their spawn and just slaying, and I wasn't actually playing on the objective itself. This is great since it will push players to play the objective more frequently, since everyone likes to be highlighted on the leaderboard. And that'll also keep the games more fun and entertaining, since you won't have as many people spawn trapping like myself. For the map Kessel, I only played it once, but I really did like it. I didn't notice until it was too late that the puddles near the end of the map by the Millennium Falcon can kill you, so just be on the lookout for that. It does tick down, so you're not going to just immediately die, but if you're not paying too much attention or you think you got hit by a Stinger pistol, you may die if you're standing in a puddle. I didn't get a chance to play with Lando's Falcon yet. I don't play much Starfighter, but I'm sure it handles the same as the other 2, and if I'm wrong, I'm sure someone will let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and then subscribe if you haven't already. We'll be back for a stream at 8 p.m. Central on Thursday. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I'll see you in game.